how the culture remembers Illmatic.
Illmatic, in my opinion, is the greatest hip-hop album ever.
When I listen to Illmatic, I smell Queensbridge.
Yeah.
When I heard Illmatic, I visualized everything that he said, and I visualized where he was at when he said it.
Yeah, it's cinematic in your mind.
To me, that's one of the...
How old was he when he did that? 17?
I think 17.
I'm giving Illmatic the credit of changing hip-hop. He dropped an album that was so authentically crazy, and he took the baton from Eric B. Rakim, but he started talking about the block in a way that no one ever did. And then with Nas came Biggie, came Jay, came all of that stuff.
Yo, Illmatic, I can't even... I mean, you know, everybody knows that is a classic, essential album. Yeah. I don't know where you place that in hip hop, but it's got to be at the top. There's some rhyme schemes on there that most rappers to this day probably can't do, and that's one of the things that has made Nas so great over his career.
I think Illmatic was better than Criminal Minded as far as lyric and rhyme is concerned. You got to understand what Nas was dealing with during that time. You talking to the guy that shut Queensbridge down. Okay, that battle was brutal. Now nobody's saying nothing from Queensbridge. Queensbridge wasn't saying nothing. Okay, Nas is the MC that came out and said, nah, it's gonna be about Queensbridge and it's gonna be about these lyrics. And when he dropped Illmatic, believe dudes in the Bronx was like, oh my God. Every cut, every single cut, there is no fast forwarding on Illmatic. There's no fast forward, and there's only rewind and rewind.
Well, the first time I met Nas, it was like, I'm telling you how phenomenal your album is, and you keep asking me what you should have done different. And I'm like, listen, man, people, exaggerate a lot with some of these 5-mic albums, but your shit is a real 5-mic album. Yours could have been on 8-track, but you gotta play it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how tight your album is. It was perfect. It's perfect.
When I heard him rhyming, it was like, oh, this is the level you gotta rhyme at? Like, you gotta rhyme this good? His mentality was on a whole nother level, so it just made me start thinking on a different level. Illmatic was like, man, it just changed my life at that point. Like, I could cite like John Coltrane, the Last Poets, the Quran, and like different books of Buddhism. And Illmatic is one of those things that was like, okay, that was like life-changing for me.
What, if anything, would you change about Illmatic?
Nothing.
How do you remember Illmatic?